Hello, you wonderful people. I am just putting this up here because on previous things that I've uploaded, I've always said, be your best advocate. If you could find a DBT group, use the skills, learn this, learn that. I never thought, honestly, in a million years, that I would wind up being back in DBT because my emotions and with the dissociative identity disorder has landed me back in a DBT group. And I think I would be okay with it had it not been that I'm in DBT 1 and not DBT 2 or the advanced DBT. So I had to go all the way back to the very beginning. And after doing several years of them, I'm being told that I shouldn't feel bad because I haven't been in any group for like 6 years. And, sometimes you need a refresher course and you should never beat yourself up. And I'm one of those ones that beat myself up a lot anyway. So my point in saying all this is I always try to encourage people. I always tell them, don't feel bad because it is. Don't allow people to judge you because you're a little different. Be your best advocate. And today was my fourth session. And being that the world is the way it is right now, is a virtual class. Well, virtual. Yeah, we see each other via computer. And it's like I'm there, but I'm not there. And that's not good because if you're being told that you're challenging them and you're thinking that you're being quiet, makes you wonder, how often do you go through your episodes of amnesia or your personality switches up on you? Now, if you're one that is 99.9% of the time alone, you won't know this because you can't pick up it on your own unless somebody calls you and say you did XYZ or you said XYZ. And then it becomes frightening because you're not aware of it. And then I do believe I said somewhere way back in the ending of last year when I started this, that people that know you will prey on your sickness and use it to their advantage and say you did XYZ or you promised them something and that you didn't. But then they'll call you on it. Well, how do you know you didn't do it? And then they got you right there because you don't know if you did it or didn't do it. So you either trapped in giving them what they claim that they said that you said they could have, or you lose a relationship because you just don't believe that it happened. So point is saying that you have to be very careful in the people that are in your quote unquote circle when you have D.I.D. And I don't know if that's worse with having borderline personality disorder. All I know that you have to be very selective because people will walk all over you, take advantage of you, and manipulate you. Although they say people with borderline personality disorder are manipulative, and that may be so. However, if you have identity disorder, you really don't know who you are. And you have to find some kind of medium ground in knowing who you are and how to manage to try to stay focused and stay present. And if you don't think that you have somebody in your life that is going to use you based on your sickness to get what they want, then you need to analyze if it is worth having them in your life. Because if you find that you're being used and you're being manipulated and you're being told that you did XYZ or said it a certain way, then you know you didn't do this, that person need to hit the road because you can do that all by yourself. We're already suffering in one way and you don't need nobody else to make you suffer in another way. So if that means live a life isolated from the world, which is not totally effective and not always helpful. However, until you can get a handle on what's going on with you, you may have to separate yourself from any of those stress factors that may cause you to feel as though you have to go into that safe place of dissociating to protect that vulnerable side of you. So, when you are diagnosed with something, yes, you can't only go by what the doctors say. You have to do your own research. You have to study you. And you have to have somebody there that you can trust that will let you know the actual truth. And if you don't have anybody, you better set phones up, set things up, and record. If you feel like you're about to have a moment, and sometimes you can't even tell, but if you wake up and you don't seem like you yourself that day, then you need to record. Put a voice recorder on so you could just see what you be saying out your mouth. And if you hear noise in the background, then yeah, you may want to decide that you want to videotape and have surveillance cameras running so you could see what in the world do you do throughout the course of a day. This way you'll find out, oh my goodness, these people are not lying. These people are actually telling the truth. Then you'll find out the ones that have been lying and have been manipulating you. And then you have to watch what state of mind you're in, that it doesn't tear you to pieces and make you feel like you're so stupid that how did I not see this? I thought this person cared for me. I thought they really was there for me. No, you wasn't stupid. You just had somebody, basically, I ain't gonna say they were stupid. They were something, but they was cruel because they used you. And guess what? I don't like being used. I don't think none of us like being used, but we do have people that use us. I've had a child that will say to me, well, you said X, Y, Z. Did you ask me while I was asleep? I'll say anything while I'm asleep. I'm asleep. But, on a norm, I remember some of the stuff that I say, but on a norm, yeah, it's kind of challenging. And because of the type of person I am, people try to say, oh, well, we can use this to our advantage. So it may be beneficial for me to be in this group. Like I said, they started in April. I just started. So today was my fourth Saturday. And I was feeling some type of way, but I made it through it. And it's not a bad thing. You can, if you're willing to be honest with yourself and open up and don't be afraid of being judged, you can benefit from a DBT group, any type of support group. But long if you're going with the motive that you want help and not with the motive that, oh, they just being newsy and I'm not going to tell them none of my business. If you think that way, then you don't want no help. And yes, there are some places that will judge you, that will say it to your face, or even talk about it behind your back in meetings. So, but you do have some genuine therapists out there, support leaders out there. You have a lot of them. You just have to know how to be watchful in what you're doing, okay? All right. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.